At this time, I would like everyone to meet, if you don't know him already, a person that's been with us 46 years. Yeah. Since he was 14 years old. Let's go. Talk about loyalty. Boy, this is loyalty. Come on, Murder. Dina will be right back, so you don't want to miss out on the rest of this. Marlon Brando is coming back from the dead. Eddie Fuchs, you're next, aren't you?
Let me see. It was Lou on one side of the door, and Frank on the other side. As a busboy, you were screwed. You would say, hey, you go over there and clean that, and the other guy would say, hey, what are you doing over there? Come over here and clean this. So I learned a lot. I learned how to work fast, I learned how to work hard, and it served me well all my life. And I thank the Nisticos immensely for everything they've done for me. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Tom, I'm going to grab the mic for a second. Okay, he didn't see it. Okay. I'm not one for many words, but I'll say this tonight. First of all, I'm so glad to be here to see each and every one of you come back and have this partake in this special reunion that we have. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I've been in the restaurant business with my brothers and my family for something like 40 plus years, and I'm wondering where the time goes, because it's like a blur, you know. But I can honestly say, having been in the restaurant business all these years, I have never, ever worked with the crew, worked with the people that are in this room, that has ever matched the people in this room in all my many years in the restaurant business. And what you guys are part of in the Aero history is unprecedented in any town around here. It's often been tried to duplicate it, but they can't do it. And the reason why they can't do it is because they don't have the people like we have sitting in front of us here. So I'm proud to be part of the Nistico family, proud to be part of everybody that worked at the restaurant, my relatives, my grandparents, my mother and father, my uncles. Just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And we're not spring chickens anymore, but the more I see, the more I marvel at everything that we accomplished down the Aero with all of our families and the people, the Gargiulos, the Carneglias, the Tiliuses, the Saches, the De Palmas, everybody. So thank you very much, and we really do appreciate it. We all are part of a family. Thank you.
You know, probably like a lot of us here, I'm sitting here, kind of keeping my head down, listening to the stories, and take an inventory of my life. You know, when you turn 50, you tend to reflect on where you've been, how much of life has changed. And I think Eddie Gargiulo expressed it so beautifully. I think about, I got a 23-year-old girl and a 21-year-old son, and I remember as they're growing up, and I'm saying, you gotta get into the restaurant business. Yeah. It was my life, and Eddie's talked about it, it's family. I think about my life growing up, and you know, you think about it, if you've got your own business, and some kid shows up at your door, and you say, can I have a job? That's not an easy decision to make, but this family, I don't know if they ever turned anybody down. They were there to help anybody. And I think I look at this picture. For the people who have been in Westport a long time, that is a famous picture. That was one of the few restaurants that existed in this town. Today, restaurants are a dime a dozen. That had a line out the door. That was where everybody in town went. The whole town was family. And then to turn and get a job there, that was a special thing. And I think about growing up again in high school. I got some of my closest buddies here tonight. You know, Dayton girls working at the Arrow. Dayton girls working at the Arrow. Getting in trouble working at the Arrow. It revolved around here. I looked to Louis. He was my role model, finding girls. Tommy and I, we'd go out clamming early in the mornings. We'd bring the clams back and make clams casino at home. You know, it was work and life. It was hard to draw a line in between. And we just had so much fun growing up. And this place was just such a part of my life that I think about, again, I went on to work at other restaurants, and there was nothing that measured with working here. And to this day, I have my own business, but this was the best job I had. And you are family, Tommy. I appreciate it.
Boy, a lot of people left, huh?
Not a real
We don't want to go home, though. Come on, Tommy Monahan. I need somebody from the Caruso family up here. Come on. Let's go, Izzy. This here. There we go. Joe Caruso. One of 4 brothers that work for us.
I'm just going to keep it short and sweet, and everyone knows it. I mean, working at the Arrow, you're 15 years old, you got a pocket full of cash. Oh, you know, girls, women, a good time. A lot of times we can't talk about. I mean, I was in the kitchen, and a lot of stuff went on behind the kitchen. I mean, there was a lot. What's that?
How old were you when you started?
I think I was maybe 14. I walked in one day to get a sauce sandwich for $1. You know, I used to fill the roll up with sauce and sell it to you. And Joe Nesta goes like, you think you're, you know, are you strong? You know, you're 14, you're cocky. I'm like, yeah, I'm strong. He goes, you pick that pot up? I'm like, yeah. He goes, good. Pick it up, bring it in the back and wash it. Come down here every Saturday at 12 o'clock. That's your job. You know, and that's where you started, in the back. We did. All the Carusos, we were always in the kitchen. So, but it was, you know, these guys up here, they're the greatest. I don't think a day goes by when I don't think about working down the Arrow, and it was just a family place, and I loved it. So I just like, you know, thank you to the Nestico family, because you helped a lot of people out. A lot of people, you know, and it was a great time. So thank you all.
Johnny D, you want to come up? Anyone like to come up, please? Here's your chance. Who knows when the next one of these is, you know, is going to happen?
Next year.
Really?
Why not?
Will you come? I'll be here. You come, I'll do it, Eddie. Anyone else? Louis Sav.
Yeah, Savioli. Murder.
Mr. Bose, thank you. Louis? Nobody? We thank you very, very much. Michael Carneglia? Come on.
Come on, Mike.
Okay, gang. Here's a young man. His family. Michael's one of 4 or 5 that work for us. At Open Heart at 10 and Open Heart at 12. And he is 54 years old today. He was one of the best workers we've ever had.
Thanks, Tommy. I don't know what else I could say that everyone else hasn't said tonight, but
every word of it is true. And Johnny D, good to see you again. Like Tommy said, I was actually the fourth one to work at the Aero. My brother Walter, who worked there in and out of Vietnam while he was on leave and through high school. My brother Joe was making pizzas in the back with some of you guys out there. Timmy. I was bussing the floor, and my dad, Joe C., was waiting. And, I don't know if Cheech is still around, but I do remember the first week I worked at the Aero, Cheech thought it would be a good idea if I worked in the front with my father. Well, at least Cheech thought it was a good idea. I think I lasted about 15 minutes. Cheech walks out, and he sees me and my father screaming and yelling at each other. And he says, "Mickey, get over there in the bar." And I said, "Oh, Christ, I'm in trouble." He says, "You can't work with your old man either, can you?" I think I worked with Cheech probably the rest of my career pretty much over there. I was on the bar, my father was on the opposite end whenever we were working together. But they were good times, and one of the things I saw on Facebook that reminded me is how many people got their first car from the Aero restaurant? Yeah. And, you know, I was reading some of those posts, and it reminded me of a story. I started there when I was 14 years old. My dad had had a heart attack. I was a skinny little kid back then, 14. Just had some problems myself. But the Nistigos gave me a chance, and we all worked hard. And I saved my money, and I'll never forget, Louis Nazaro took me one time. I saved $400, and I was 16 years old, and I went out to get my first car. And there was this big Buick LeSabre, probably about as big as this dining room, with a big dent in the front. And the guy wanted $400 for it, and I paid him in cash that I had earned at the Aero. And it brought back memories about a lot of us who all worked over there and started out with that first car. And it's a fond memory, and there's a lot of fond memories over there. I remember a lot of nights running through the aisles with trays, and with Tommy and Maxie, Louie, and everybody else. And it was a lot of fun, and I really thank the Nistigo family for all they did for our family. And it was a great, great time growing up. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. By the way, Michael kiddingly talks lightheartedly about his dad. His dad in World War II was on the USS Missouri, which was kamikazed 7 times. He was quite a man. Someone's provoking me to bring somebody up here. Not you. The guy behind you. Tommy Monahan.
Yeah! Come on, Bubba.
Come on, Tom.
Woo! The freak.
Look at your stories. Besides working for our family, Tom's family supported our family as well as any.